Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Strong and Simple podcast. This is Marissa for the first time in a while.
Where the hell you've been?
Where have I been? I traveled a little bit. Was I sick? I was sick for a little bit. And tonight I've been crying over a Facebook post about somebody's dog dying.
This is why I don't go on Facebook.
You know, I deleted it from my phone. And I was
smart.
Just like, I know. I was like, this shit's toxic. And also, it's an app that expands in terms of memory use on your phone.
Yeah.
So I deleted it. And then I was like, you know what? I've got a couple minutes. I'm just going to go on facebook.com from my laptop. And I was like, oh no. And immediately started crying. But I'm okay now.
That's very sad.
It is very sad.
I hope that puppy has a good transition over the Rainbow Bridge.
Yes, I hope so too. But anyway, on that note,
welcome
hey
back,
everybody! Woo!
So I was just saying that everybody's sick of hearing me. That we've been getting tons of email. Like, where is Marissa?
I find that claim highly sus, but thank you.
I mean, if it's a lie to make somebody feel better, is it a bad thing?
No, I think it's fine. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, I guess.
I don't know. Anybody feel hurt? Anybody feel victimized by Regina George right now?
Yeah, speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh, they can't. God. Oh my God, I'm so itchy. So everybody, this is our final episode for 2022. Not forever. We will be back in the new year, but we're taking, I think, a much needed break from being consistent as fuck with new episodes.
Yeah. And I feel like this is a really good time for folks to go back and kind of catch up on episodes that maybe they haven't listened to. We have a lot of new followers, a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much for following us. And if you have just recently if you have just recently started to follow us, then you may not have heard episode 7 or episode 22 or whatever. So this is a great time, especially during, most people have a little bit of downtime between December 23rd and the new year. I know not everybody is privileged enough to have that downtime, but things seem to slow down a little bit in general, like after the 25th, thank goodness. But, you know, if you have a little extra time, hanging around the house or whatever, throw on a podcast, catch up on some of the episodes, especially our episodes with our guests. We've had so many incredible guests on in 2022. Like, really excited for the guests that are coming on in 2023. And but the guests we had on in 2022 were just exceptional. So make sure you go back and check them out.
Yes. Do you have a favorite episode this season?
Oh my gosh.
It's like hard to choose, right?
It's really hard to choose because they all have such a different flavor to them and a different message. I really loved the episode we did with Wendy Eaton on body confidence. And so folks, if you're listening, she was a early on guest. So definitely go back and check that episode out. Cause I feel like a lot of new followers may not have gone back that far. And that is an episode definitely worth going back to.
Absolutely.
Our episode with Coach Damali was an excellent episode. I'm still obsessed with our episode with Keola, Rains.
Yeah.
So definitely getting her back on for 2023. Let's see. The cybersecurity episode. So interesting.
Yeah, with Amanda Getty. Super interesting.
So if you are anticipating getting a holiday gift that might be some sort of fitness tracker or any other sort of electronics, like definitely go check out that episode.
Yeah. Super important.
To just, make sure you're protecting yourself. What were some of your favorites, Marissa?
The first one that came to mind was our episode with Gretchen, because that episode was such a blast. Like, I feel like we laughed so hard.
That episode was so fun.
It was so much fun. It was great content too, right? Talking about intuitive eating and training and things like that. But it was just a blast to record. So definitely recommend listening to that one. And I also loved our episode with Jessie.
Oh my gosh, Coach Jessie.
Not just because, we bonded over mushrooms, not those kind, the foraged wild kind. Maybe that kind. I don't know.
And that's what we talk about with Keola a bit. So
yes, exactly. But talking about hypermobility, flexibility, that kind of thing was super interesting to me, especially now that I've learned for the first time in my life at the age of 35 that I am slightly hypermobile. And that definitely impacts my training.
Hey, knees.
I know. It was like, look at the way they bend the wrong way.
Ooh, bendy.
Yeah. Yes. And I want to take that opportunity to insert a plug here for, first of all, working with a trainer, but specifically working with you, Michelle, because I literally had no idea that I had hypermobility, which I know sounds crazy because I'm 35 and you'd think I would have figured that out at some point. But it wasn't until actually being able to work closely with somebody and have someone look and be like, whoa, like that's further than you're supposed to go. That was really helpful. And also kind of helping me find alternative ways to make sure that I'm not exceeding that range of motion. So little plug there.
You're really fun to train because you literally do everything I tell you to do. So it's really rewarding for me. And you write really, really detailed notes in your training log. So that makes it really so much easier for me to know how to progress you and how to adapt your training, because if I don't know that chest supported bent over rows are not comfortable for you, I'm going to keep putting them in there. And every time you see them, you're going to say, fuck you, Michelle. Why do you keep doing this? But then you don't say anything.
Yep.
Right. If you're just cursing me out and every morning I'm stubbing my toe because the universe is like telling me, but I don't know why I keep stubbing my toe. Right.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's perks of being, having high functioning anxiety, being a perfectionist and a people pleaser. So you're welcome. That's why I'm so detailed in my notes and do everything you tell me to do.
I love it. Another good episode that I feel like may have gotten missed over, was one of our diet deep dives on Octavia.
Yes, Optavia.
Optiva.
We're going to emphasize multiple syllables here.
Cardboard shit snacks.
Cardboard shit snacks.
I feel like that diet deep dive, our one about when we had Jen Baruso back on for the second time, and we really went in deep on Beachbody and are they body positive or is this a marketing scam?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yep.
That episode had such a huge listening and play rate. And I know that y'all who follow us really enjoyed the diet deep dives. The Weight Watchers one was another fan favorite. And I feel like the cardboard shit snacks one did not get as many hits, probably because we did it really early on. And this is one that I really recommend you go back and listen to and share, not because I'm like, share our podcast. I mean, we really appreciate it when you do that. That helps us, grow and get our message out. But the amount of posts I'm seeing on my Facebook page, and when I'm hearing from other clients and people messaging me like, I just saw somebody from high school post about Octavia. How do you say it?
Optavia.
Optavia. It's so stupid.
Optavia.
That's what I'm going to get sued over. They're going to be like, you couldn't even say our name right. And I'm going to be like, that's right, because it's dumb. Jesus. But anyways, this shady ass MLM where they call food fuelings.
Yes.
Gained such high traction lately, I feel like. So I feel like this is a good one if you have noticed those kinds of posts kind of popping up on your pages to kind of share, and then maybe you will help somebody who will then listen to the episode, who will then see a likewise message or is thinking about doing it, and maybe it'll change their mind. So I feel like that's a good one to kind of highlight.
Yeah. That one, I'm sad it was so early on. I think part of the low listenership might have also been we called it cardboard shit snacks, which would have been intriguing to me, but for other folks, they might be like, I'm not listening to that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, especially like that's combining a very low calorie diet with a keto diet, kind of on the dangerous side of things. So yeah, definitely.
And it's not medically supervised.
No.
First of all, like I have strong feelings about medically supervised diets anyways. Like,
yeah, that could be a whole other
when
episode.
they're medically supervised diets, calorie ranges, and they're not even medically supervised. Like that's really freaking concerning. Yeah.
It's like you're literally depriving yourself of fuel on either end. But I think we're digressing majorly here.
Well, I kind of just like this rabbit hole we're going down.
I know. Maybe this should just be the whole episode.
Like, I think maybe it should be.
Maybe.
I'm a teacher. I'm all about like rolling with the dough, rolling with adaptations and pivoting. I do have a lot of gingerbread dough in my fridge, so maybe I should go roll some dough.
Ooh. Are we having gingerbread cookies at group training on Thursday?
Oh, they won't be done for then.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Sorry. Maybe the following week.
Okay. Deal.
Maybe the following week. Another one. If we are going to keep going on this route.
I mean, I'm learning to roll with the dough, so.
You're rolling with the dough.
Help me step outside my comfort zone and digress from what we originally had planned.
Okay. The other one I really liked was with Erica Webb.
Yes. Oh, and she was so cute.
She is like, she's so sweet. And she has a great, Australian accent. Mm-hmm. And she's so calm and soothing. And her focus is on, somatics and treating yourself with kindness. And how to like put yourself first in a way that isn't necessarily always marketed out. Mm-hmm. In popular culture, I feel like a lot of times it's like, be nice to yourself, take a bath, right? She digs into really like, what does it mean to be nice to yourself?
Yeah. Absolutely. I thought that was a really good episode. Really just enjoyable conversation with that one. I'm like looking back at our episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. I'm like, oh yeah, that was so good.
I mean, I did love the one we did with Carrie about the Herbalife shops. And I think that one's just an important one because they're all over the place and they're so sneaky. And my hope is with that episode, folks are kind of put on to what those shops actually are. Which reminds me, when we're not recording, I have a story for you about Herbalife that I cannot say on the air.
I'm so glad we're friends and I get to hear the inside info.
Sorry, folks.
Interesting enough, if anybody else is looking for another podcast to listen to, is the Life After MLM podcast.
Yes. With Roberta Blevins.
And she just had on Jana Geesh.
Jana
Geesh. Jana Geesh. Jana Rogers, who has her whole thing on TikTok is creating these loaded teas and showing that you do not need Herbalife in order to have a loaded tea. And Carrie talks about Jana Rogers and her connection with Jana Rogers in our episode. So that's a nice little overlap there.
Yeah. It was funny. I was actually I don't remember if we mentioned where Carrie's from, so I'm not going to say it on air now, but I was in the city where Carrie lives last week.
Okay.
And I was like looking out for the shops while I was there because I know she mentioned that there were two. I didn't see them, but it doesn't mean, I probably just missed them, but I was like, oh, I know there's two around here. I bet I can figure out which ones they are.
You should have gone in undercover.
I know. That's like a thing I want to do. Like phone in my pocket, camera on. But I feel like that could get us in trouble.
Well, in Massachusetts, you can't record people without their permission. It's illegal.
All right. We'll find a state where it's okay.
Maybe Texas.
Oh, yeah. anything goes, right? Except abortion.
Just you're taking your life into your own hands if you record somebody because they can just, shoot you.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Anything goes.
Obviously, I'm exaggerating. People, don't get upset. Don't get upset.
Yes. But yeah, I don't want to toot our own horn, but we've had some really cool episodes, mostly because our guests are awesome. I don't know that it's necessarily us.
No, I think that we have a good vibe and we bring in some really great people to introduce our listeners to. Mm-hmm. Another really big one was our conversation. So we've had 2 really great episodes about healthy aging. Particularly, we had Tina Tang on, my partner in crime for Straight Up Strong, where our main focus is on helping women over 40 get stronger. And Tina particularly works mostly with women. I would say a lot of her client base for one-on-ones is 55 and over, and a lot of folks who are just picking up weights for the first time, which is really, really cool. Mm-hmm. And then we also had on Katie Wadland, Dr. Katie Wadland, who works primarily with 70, 80-year-olds for physical therapy and helping those folks live their best lives to age well and feel well as they get older. So,
yeah. I have learned so much cool stuff just in the process of doing this podcast. I'm a nerd, so I'm all about it. I'm let's talk more. I want to learn all the things. But it's been such a cool journey. Just I learned so much about menopause and perimenopause. I didn't know perimenopause was a thing. Yeah. I was peri what? And then I'm oh, do I have that? Can I have that?
Yes.
Yeah. I've learned so much about that. I learned a lot about, just personal training, weightlifting, that kind of thing. It's been such a cool journey and I hate using that word. It's so cliche now, but it's been a cool journey learning about stuff that I don't know about. I like knowing a little bit about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to say.
You're a generalist.
Yes.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conversation in, the fitness world, niche down. And, sometimes we need people who know a little about a lot, right?
Exactly. I'm unniching.
Like a general practitioner.
Yeah.
Who can then kind of help, refer out when needed.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe that's what my thing is. Maybe that's my thing. It's been such a cool trip.
It's been a super cool trip. And this is what, episode 84?
Is it 84 or 85? Wait, let me check.
I think we're coming back from break with episode 85.
85. Go us. Mm-hmm, I am impressed.
Me too. Me too.
Let me see. Yeah, this will be 84.
84.
So, yeah.
And, that includes some guest episodes. It includes some of just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. It also includes just some of our mini-sodes where we're dropping some, hopefully helpful information for you.
Sometimes it's just a stream of consciousness and it is a trip.
Yeah. We're back to those mushrooms again.
I know. Maybe I should. No. Anyway.
So, yeah, I would love to hear from our listeners what some of their favorite episodes have been. Either send us a message on Facebook Facebook, Instagram. We
don't have that. We don't have Facebook.
We don't have a Facebook. We don't have a book of face.
No.
Instagram. Send us an email, strongandsimplepodcast@gmail.com. If you're reading this on the blog, would love to hear, what episodes have you learned? What have you learned? What were you interested in? Do you have ideas or questions or people that maybe you would love to have have on? Mm-hmm. Would you love to be on the podcast? Send us a message.
Yeah.
What do you do? Who are you? What are you about? What do you want to talk about? Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. What do you want to hear next season?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we've got a couple of things in the hopper. We can kind of give a little like general preview, but I think some of the things that we may be exploring in our next season is, I know I'd like to dig a little bit more into hypermobility and strength training. Maybe women powerlifters.
Ooh.
Might be another topic that we dig into. We've also been talking about doing some episodes on kind of going back in history in terms of like colonization. Colonization.
We're ready for a break, y'all.
We are. I'm like, is this a word? I'm going to add 6 more syllables to it.
Octavia.
Octavia.
Don't do Octavia because then you'll just be adding syllables to everything.
It's just silly. Colonization is the word, an actual word, and its role in diet culture and kind of creating what we now see as some traditional cultural foods that are now also demonized by diet culture. So we're going to kind of dig into that role and kind of diet culture and white supremacy and that kind of thing too, which is so important to talk about.
It sure is.
Yeah. What else do we have?
Also hoping to have, some folks on to talk to us about sleep. Sleep, some other facets of wellness that are sometimes not looked at or talked about so much on social media, especially because it's not sexy enough. I mean, I think sleeping is very sexy, but
it's my favorite activity. I'm not gonna lie. Can never have enough.
Probably do a couple more diet deep dives.
Absolutely.
So we have some things in the works that you should be looking forward to, I hope. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to look forward to or be excited for.
Yeah, you can be excited for whatever the hell you want.
I mean, I'm excited.
I'm I'm stoked. I know that wasn't convincing. I'm stoked.
So stoked. Totally tubular, man. I think another thing I would like to talk about a lot in January, or not a lot, but an episode on goal setting, New Year's resolutions, that sort of thing. So that'll probably be that'll be coming out in January.
Awesome.
Topic. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah. I just thought of a topic. We could talk about how to communicate well with your personal trainer in ways that will help you advance your goals.
I love that.
Like, I hate doing incline bench rows because it makes my boobs hurt. Like things like that. Important.
This is a very important consideration.
It is. It is. Benches really weren't made with boobs in mind.
Especially when you're straddling them backwards.
Exactly. So yeah, that'll be a topic, what kinds of things to communicate to your trainer and why, and how to communicate them in a way that can help you reach your goals. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got big things coming, and we've had some really fun, awesome episodes that we hope you go back and check out if you have missed them. And yeah. 2023, onward and upward.
Absolutely. I think
Right?
it'll be great.
I think so too.
I hope.
It's going to be great.
It's
going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yes. So
2023.
yeah, let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you like, and that'll make 2023 even greater because we'll be delivering on the things that you want to hear most from us.
Yeah.
And our guests.
For sure.
Is that it?
I mean, that's it. So honestly, folks, this was not what we planned to spend 20 minutes talking about. But it just felt kind of right. It felt right.
It flowed.
I hope you all agree. I think it was really fun to go back and kind of relive this year in Strong and Simple podcast.
Yeah. I literally, I can't believe it's been a year. And right, because when did we launch? February?
I think our first episode was February 26th or something, or March 1st.
February
somewhere
28th.
around there.
February 28th.
February 28th.
I just looked it up. It's been just under a year. It's been 84 episodes. And I don't think either of us had any idea what this would turn into when we sat down for some wine at Rev one night.
Yeah.
Last winter.
It was like at the holidays.
It was like right before Christmas. And I was just like just blurted out, "Do you want to be my podcast host?"
Oh, she proposed.
And then you were like, yes. And it happened. Here we are.
Fun.
Love that journey for us.
I do. But
it's been real.
Yeah, folks, thanks so much for being here. Happy New Year. Happy whatever you're celebrating, if you're celebrating something in the next few weeks. And we hope that you are excited for what's to come on the Strong and Simple podcast in 2023. Again, if you have ideas for topics, if you have ideas for guests, especially if it's you, I feel like we're a really good, comfortable podcast to be the first podcast for somebody to be on.
I think so. We're good training wheels.
Yeah.
That's put that on the resume. I'm great training wheels.
Great training wheels.
Great training wheels.
So yeah. Maybe 2023 is your year to expand into being a podcast guest.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to
internet famous.
Yeah. Or just like us. share your ideas with the world.
Yes.
Yay.
And thank you all for keeping us going and listening.
We appreciate you.
We do.
You're the greatest gift.
On that note.
I'm serious. Don't laugh at me. All right. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year and happy holidays.
Much love.